In 2023, I read 50 books, and it's likely I'll read 52. I have a 1 week left to finish those 2 off, and I'm pretty confident that I will. In previous videos, in previous years, I read 100 books one time, and I made a video on how you could read 100 books in 1 year. I just want to talk about a few myths, a few tips when it comes to reading books that I think will really help you, empower you to read more in 2024. The first tip is don't worry about the book reading count. Like, I don't care that I read 52 books this year, or technically 50. I promise I'm gonna get the 52 done 1 week per. Okay, I'm here saying the book count doesn't matter, and here I'm trying to justify I'm gonna read 52. But in the year that I read 100 books, the average length was probably around this guy. You know, it's a good book by Alan Fadling. But this year I read a book like this, The Doctrine of the Word of God by John Frame. Now, when you talk about book counts, this feels like 5 books compared to this one. So that's not always helpful. That's why in my book, The Non-Anxious Pastor, I apply this to Bible reading, but you can surely apply this to reading books. It's not about marking off tallies, it's about marking out time. The 2 biggest shifts, like total shifts that I fully engaged with in 2023 that gave me more confidence when I read, was using Notion for all of my books and using Readwise, meaning I only read from Kindle now. Now let me explain. I have this Notion document where it's the normal stuff, name of the book, author, genre, page number, if it's a Kindle or paperback, when I started, when I finished, and then I give it a rating. My rating system is either life-changing, 5-star, or 4-star. I don't go, if it's a 3-star, I will have stopped reading the book before I finished. But one temptation when you are reading is this fear that you're gonna forget everything you read. And the reality is you probably will. There's no way you can remember everything you've read, but you can minimize that by making sure you have a note-taking system where you can go back to the book and quickly get all of your big takeaways. And that's why I use Notion. For example, I did a study in Revelation at the beginning of this year because I preached through Revelation at my church. And so I read a bunch of books on Revelation, and it was overwhelming, all the stuff I had to remember. So instead, I just took every highlight and put it into my Notion doc. So this one is one of the books, Revelation for the Rest of Us. And I have all of these notes, these highlights with notes on them, so I can quickly fly through and see what I was looking for. Now, I did make a video on how you take notes, like how you take highlights in a book and then transfer it to Notion. But more and more, all I'm doing now is reading everything on Kindle on my iPad and then having it automatically send to my Notion doc. What I do though is I do not read Kindle on a Kindle device because those don't have the highlight colors. So I've created a system where all the 4 different highlight colors in Kindle represent for me a topic, or just a quick example, if it's blue, that means it's a sub point to the first point, the yellow highlight above, right? Sometimes books give you 7 reasons for this. I give the yellow highlight, the main idea, and then the 7 reasons I have in blue so that I can organize that on my Notion doc at the end. Another tip is to be very mindful about the order by which you do things. So as a pastor, for me, what I need to do every day is contemplate, create, consume. And so if I wake up first thing in the morning and immediately start creating, like a sermon or a teaching or a video, it actually takes away all the juice I have that I would have from reading. So I count contemplate as a reading activity. You're reading and learning and thinking. Always contemplate first, then don't shift to consume. If you consume, you'll have no energy to create, okay? Don't wake up first thing and consume. Don't touch your phone, because that will mess everything up too. I think so many of us don't read books because our willpower is sapped because we consume first thing in the morning, and there's no way we have room to contemplate. I will say here is an error that I made probably for the first time that I know a lot of you make, and it actually slowed down my reading. I went to a conference, and so a bunch of books were given to me for free, and I also bought some books, and it's this whole stack right here. What happened though is I am best when I only buy like 2 books at a time, and I don't buy another book until I've read those 2 books. So when I got this overwhelmed me and dramatically slowed down my reading. I wound up trying to read some of these. Look how ghetto this is. I have a bookmark. It's a vitamin C pack because I had nothing else on me. But all of these books I want to read. Letters to a Young Pastor, 5 Lies of Our Anti-Christian Age, Digital Liturgies I'm almost done with. but I just kept bouncing around. So I don't know what it is. Something about hard copies throws me off, but also something that just drives me insane is when I see a huge stack of books and I try to finish them all at once and I wind up not finishing them at all. So that's my edition, 2023. I read 50 to 52 books. We'll see if I finish those other 2. Comment below your favorite books that you've read, any other tips you have in making sure you read more. Friends, leaders are readers. There's so much to learn in this world, and it's so much better than just wasting your life away on social media. Turn this off and go open a book.